Time is flying and I've already wrapped up 2 weeks of The Artist's Way. I've done 14 days of morning pages as of this morning. So cheers to that. I am drinking a little maple cold foam iced coffee. It's currently 4 p.m. We're just getting the last glimpses of the sunlight of the day. As soon it will be unfortunately dark, and most likely all of my motivation to get the rest of my to-do list done for today will slowly dwindle as the night sky falls. But with it finally being the end of week 2 and tomorrow I'll be stepping into week 3 of The Artist's Way, I just wanted to provide a little brief overview of how week 2 went, a recap, things I experienced, some hardships or rigidity towards the end. Overall, I would say week 2 started out with a bang. The first few days of the week I was waking up at 5 a.m. doing my morning pages, going to the gym, having a healthy breakfast before I started my work day, because I do have a 9-to-5 job where I really actually work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And there's not much time outside of work in the evening, and evenings are always so ambiguous and unpredictable. You never know what might happen in the evening, either an impromptu dinner, someone comes over, you feel really fatigued and tired from the day, you might get more work added to your plate unfortunately and have to meet some deadlines. For me, I love the ability to wake up earlier, even though it's really tough, and get my morning pages and workout done and over for the day, so I just don't have to think about that the rest of the day. Because sometimes when I have a workout plan for the evening, I'm just itching to log off from my laptop and it's getting more stress, and then there's just not enough hours in the day. As I progressed through week 2, I was building a stronger foundation. I know in week 1 I touched upon building a strong foundation. That's what week 1 is for. Week 2 is definitely building even stronger of a foundation. Definitely also experiencing some friction. So like I said, the beginning of the week I felt great. I was very ambitious, but definitely experienced a few feelings of self-doubt and not as great towards the end of the week. Also just have kind of a heavy heart with all the things that are going on in today's world. There was just a shooting at Bondi Beach in Australia, a shooting at a university, just bad news stories all around, and it's really hard to hear that. And it's also my fault for sure of plugging into social media way more than I promised myself that I would. I mean, I got this little device break and I have definitely been cheating a little bit and logging myself back into apps when I said I wouldn't be using them throughout the day. So a goal for mine for week 3 is definitely to put this on the fridge in the kitchen downstairs and set 2 automatic times on my brick device that will lock me out automatically throughout the day, and 1 at night. I'm gonna be more disciplined with my phone to make sure I don't manually unbrick it when I want to, or just if I want to check on something. That will not be allowed this upcoming week because I've done that way too many times this week. But anyways, let's just get into my biggest takeaways of week 2. So here's my morning pages journal. I will not be reading any excerpts from my morning pages, as the book specifically says do not share that with anyone. This is kind of a secret ritual for yourself, and you're really not even supposed to go back and read the pages, so why should you share them with anyone else? But beyond that, this week's chapter also discusses some of the people around you that may kind of be viewed as your enemies as well as your friends. And sometimes these could be friends that could be enemies that kind of put you down and cause a lot of rigidity in your life and don't let you live out your full potential, especially for your inner creative. So very important to realize who those people are in your life and how to keep this artist way journey more private, especially near them, to not really discuss it, to not let them take away your motivation, to not encourage self-doubt, conflict. So it really asks you to check in with yourself, figure out who these poisonous friends are, how to safeguard your newly recovering artist. What I really love about week 2 is it really mentions a lot about God, who is the great creator and the best creator of our world, and to ask him for help and to help you guide you in this journey. Since we're all born with a talent and a gift, to pray and meditate upon it and ask of how to pull that out from within yourself, help with how to use it, on what you should use it, and help with just ensuring that you feel confident in using it. One of my favorite things I read for week 2 is the rules of the road. I'm going to start with number 10, but here it says, in order to be an artist, I must, and it has 10 rules of the road. But number 10 says, place this sign in my workplace. Great creator, God, I will take care of the quantity. You take care of the quality. So you're really just asking God for help in how your creativeness develops and what you really do with it. Your task is only to execute and actually do the things. Sit down. Let's say you're wanting to become a painter. So you're sitting down and actually just painting. Doesn't matter what, doesn't matter how good, or if you think it's awful, who knows, in a month you might look back and think it's amazing. It just is super imperative that you're actually sitting and doing the act, and God will help you actually with the quality. So I really love that. I think that's really important. But I want to go over the rules of the road. So number 1, which is very similar, show up at the page. Use the page to rest, to dream, to try. Number 2, fill the well by caring for my artist. So I'm doing this in ways of working out every single day, but also because I'm training for Mount Kilimanjaro. But that's also just super important to be working out. It's great for your body and for your mental health. As well as I'm making sure I'm eating something in the morning, because I have a tendency of just drinking a coffee in the morning and kind of not eating anything else in the early morning hours. So now I've been making a green smoothie every single morning, which is just easier for me to digest and drink, and especially when I don't have that much time, rather than making an extravagant breakfast. And I've been trying to get enough sleep. I've definitely been really fatigued, but we will get there. It's only week 2. Number 3, set small and gentle goals and meet them. I think that's super important because it just shows that you can do hard things and ensures that you're showing up for yourself, and helps you build confidence. So the goal can be as small as, I want to wake up at 7, or I want to eat a banana before I drink my coffee this week, and making sure you meet that goal. And then it'll be easier to do a goal that might be a bit harder next week. Number 4, pray for guidance, courage, and humility. I thought that was really lovely. I think this chapter really hones in on asking for help from the great creator, from God, and really just pray for guidance and making sure that you're using your inner creativity for good and that you're on this journey for good. Number 5, remember that it is far harder and more painful to be a blocked artist than it is to do the work. So once again, just make sure you're sitting down and doing the work instead of procrastinating, as procrastination is actually harder. It leads to more distress. Whereas when you actually show up for yourself and do the work, you're gonna get to your goal faster. Number 6, be alert, always, for the presence of the great creator leading and helping my artist. Be present, make sure you're noticing all the beautiful things around you. Romanticize your life. For example, right now it's the dead of winter in Illinois, but we haven't had that much snowfall this week. But last week it was snowing and it was just so beautiful watching the snowflakes fall and dusting everything and turning it white. It was stunning. Some other things I'm noticing is just all the Christmas lights, the smiles on people's faces, watching people buy presents for others. Just really happy with my morning cappuccinos. And I am at my parents' house for the time being now, and they have a Breville machine that me and my siblings actually bought them a few years ago. But it's been so lovely to make homemade cappuccinos, and that first sip in the morning of a warm cappuccino is just delightful. But yes, definitely just be present and be mindful of what you're doing at the current moment and not fixating on what you need to do in the future or what you did wrong in the past. Just really be present. Number 7, choose companions who encourage me to do the work, not just talk about doing the work or why I am not doing the work. This is super important. I've definitely been keeping kind of this journey on the low. I haven't really told many people I'm doing it. I may have just briefly mentioned it, but I haven't given any details on it. Unfortunately, there are a few people in my life that do know I am doing this currently, and one person even said, why are you even doing this? And for one of my specific creative outlets, they were asking, what's the point of it? Nothing has come out of it. Why are you wasting your time doing this? And while I could have felt a sense of disappointment hearing that, for me it was just a further push of motivation, since I'm like, no, I'm not going to listen to this. I know exactly what these words are wanting to happen to me, what the devil wants to happen to me, and I'm not going to let this discourage me from my journey. Instead, I'm just going to allow this to motivate me even further, that I will meet my goals and that this is something I want to do. And that kind of attack within myself of the anger kind of bubbling in me, being like, why are they saying this? Why do they not have any hope in me? Just showed me that I am really passionate about this and this is something I really want to do, which just means it's super important to me and I should continue to do it. Number 8, remember that the great creator loves creativity. I think that's enough said. Number 9, remember that it is my job to do the work, not judge the work. Once again, super similar to number 10. Just do it. Just do it. Just get it done. And once again, number 10, great creator, I will take care of the quantity, you take care of the quality. I have marked this page in my book and I hope to come back to it pretty frequently. As I folded it over, I might also write out these rules of the road and put them up on a wall or door somewhere along that creative contract I created last week, and kind of take a look at those together, as well as with some affirmations that I still need to write to kind of, I might put them on the back side of my door so I see it every day when I wake up and leave my room. Another thing that chapter 2 touches upon is comparison really is the thief of joy. To not really compare yourself to other people's creative journeys or what they are doing. Sometimes an example it gave is sometimes you might look at, let's say, a film that someone made and you might think, I could do that so much better, or oh, I can't believe they did that, I will never be able to do that. It could kind of go both ways, and both are super negative and can impact your journey in a bad way. So just continue to focus on yourself and continue to actually do your artistic craft, whatever it is. And don't let other people's doubts in you reactivate your own as we enter into this journey. I mean, it is going to take up quite a big chunk of our time. For example, morning pages might take 30 minutes to an hour every single day. Your artist day already takes up 2 hours a week. You also have to read the book. You have tasks and weekly check-ins. This is taking away a few hours from your week. Outside of that, you're probably also dedicating more time to your craft and whatever you're wanting to build. So your friends and family may notice that you might not be engaging with them as much, but sometimes discipline does take you away from other people, and it's necessary to step away and maybe not say yes to all the invitations that you get during that season of life. It's important that you kind of hone in on what you're trying to develop and kind of become a bit of a hermit while you work on these things, because you are becoming disciplined and you are trying to build something. I mean, when you're building an empire, you can't just go out and have fun every single day. You have to actually work upon your craft and your business and dedicate a lot of time to it. So make sure that no one makes you feel bad about stepping away and doing the work, because you will be very busy as you enter this journey. And gladly for me is I am staying at my parents' house now. I don't really have any regrets or FOMO as I'm doing this, because A, it's winter. So it's super cold outside and it gets dark outside so quickly. I don't really have any motivation to be outside since it's not even light outside once I'm done working. I don't feel bad about sitting in here, video editing, creating photo albums, crafting, whatever it is I decide to do, or going even to the gym. I'm not missing out on the beautiful weather outside because there's really not that much beautiful weather outside. It's freezing cold. No one wants to be outside regardless. And everyone around me is also kind of in hibernation mode. Not many people are doing many things. A lot of people are spending time with family. It's the holidays. Many people are busy. So I feel like winter is honestly the perfect time to get started on the artist way, or even if you're trying to do 75 hard or any similar journey like that. I honestly think winter is great because you don't feel bad about doing it when it's so cold and dark outside. It's perfect. And this helps you not become lazy, because wintertime is a time where you're eating a lot of sweets, a lot of good food. You're not having as much movement since you're not really doing many things outside anymore. Something like this where 75 hard forces you to do the things that you may have not done as easily in the winter months. So it's a great time to do it. And also, no one can be mad about you doing these things because you're building super healthy habits. I mean, everyone talks about journaling as a whole, of how healthy it is for you and your brain, and you feel so much more clearer and happier and lighter when you do it. I'm sure you have heard of that, and if not, I encourage you to read up on it. It's super important, and people have been journaling for decades. Also, just super nice to sit down with pen and paper and write something out, since we're so used to being on technology and on devices and on screens constantly. It's nice to sit with yourself and in your thoughts and with actual pen and paper. I also want to read out a few quotes that I really enjoyed in the book. The book always has a few quotes on the side. One of them that I really loved this week is, "To know what you prefer instead of humbly saying amen to what the world tells you you ought to prefer is to have kept your soul alive." Robert Louis Stevenson. So make sure you are you. You are uniquely you. Do not conform to other people's opinions, other people's styles. I think that's super easy to do with how big of a role social media plays in our lives and how we all want to conform because that's how we are naturally built to be. But it's important that we don't do that. And do your own research about certain topics. Don't just trust what anyone else says and yada yada yada. I think you guys understand the gist. This week, the book really teaches you that it's important to set boundaries, prioritize your creative work, treat it like your most important passion, do not give in to peer pressure, protect your progress, and do not share your pages or what you did for your artist dates. The more you do it, the more you will learn to enjoy the process, which is definitely true. It's the process, not the product, that will become your focus. You will learn to enjoy the process of being a creative channel and to surrender your need to control the result. Repeat, the great creator has gifted us with creativity. Our gift back is our use of it. Do not let friends squander your time. Another quote that I really loved is, "Develop interest in life as you see it, in people, things, literature, music. The world is so rich, simply throbbing with rich treasures, beautiful souls, and interesting people. Forget yourself." Henry Miller. So be present, stop focusing on the past and the future. Make sure you're opening your mind to new ideas and confidence in yourself. I think this week it was just really honing in on keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the morning pages, keep spending more time in your creative crafts. Don't focus on the product, the output of how good it is, the quality. Just really focus on quantity and God will take care of the rest. But that's all for week 2 today. I hope you guys liked my recap. Please continue to follow along and subscribe if you're interested. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say for week 2. Wish me luck, and if you're starting this journey, I wish you luck as well. Bye.